Okay, Kimberley. So I'll introduce Kimberley real quick. Just going to talk about social media. You can actually share your screen. I think once you share, I get kicked out. So then you can take over.
Perfect, no worries.
So if you share your screen and then maybe just wait till 12:30 or something.
Hello, everyone. How are we?
Hello, how are you?
Thanks.
Good, thank you. I might give it a couple more minutes just to allow people to jump on.
Yeah, I'm just going to go. I'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes anyway. That'll suit me. So
No stress.
okay.
Just while we're waiting, has anybody had much experience with social media before?
Well, I had an online car sales business and I did a lot of digital marketing. All our leads were generated through Google Ads.
Oh, lovely.
So, and touched into social media, but it was more through Google Ads. It was more direct.
Oh, beautiful.
But
Did
I
you
paid
have
other
much?
people to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. The business collapsed because the car sale market, or the used car sales in Australia, the supply got smashed. But no, it was generating good leads. It cost a bit of
Oh,
money,
that's
but
good.
it was getting the result.
Yeah, absolutely. So today I'm hoping to kind of show you guys like a little bit about social media more. So Oxbridge is opening up a new sector doing social media marketing, which is where I come in, get involved. But yeah, social media is a lot of hard work and you need to be consistent, even though it can seem pretty easy. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes with it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also you got to have it all. It's a jigsaw puzzle. You can't just have one thing right.
Yes. Even something that you think might be absolutely hit and go viral will just flop, and something that you think were just a bit meh will go viral. You can never fully pick and choose. All right. I might give it one more minute or so and then might start a couple minutes early. Don't want to have you guys just sitting too long. All right, let's just get started. So welcome to Social Media Marketing for Real Estate Agents. My name's Kim. I have just joined Oxbridge to help with social media marketing. So I'm 20. I am 21. I have done a double degree at QUT. Oh, sorry, I'm going to let some people in. Welcome. I just pop on back because we had a few new people in. Welcome to Social Media Marketing for Real Estate Agents. I am Kim. I am Oxbridge Social Media Marketing Manager. I am 21, after double degree at QT for business, majoring in marketing and behavioral science. In other words, psychology as well. I have done a few brand ambassador programs for large gyms such as Snap Fitness and Anytime Fitness, and have built my own Instagram as well while competing in bodybuilding, which is a little passion of mine. But today's agenda, so we're going to talk about social media basics along with social media offerings, Canva training, some analytics behind social media. As it's not all just photos and videos, there are a little bit that goes on with it as well, and along with a bit of lead generation and ads and everything as well. So why social media? So as a lot of you guys know, with the pandemic, social media boomed. A lot of business went online through social media because you couldn't go in person, which means there have been a lot more people sign up and a lot more accounts. So just let them in. So through social media, we can access a lot of different people. We can access your niche, your markets, literally like the world is our oyster, as they say. So we can get to your direct targets. So we can help you find exactly who you're after in suburbs, age, male, female, their interests, everything. We can come up with strategies to help you reach those people, how to gain more engagement, followers, likes, comments, people seeing your posts, all of that. We can build your own personality and branding as well. So you as Oxbridge has their own branding, but you as an agent as well, I'm sure you have your own personality and branding. So which is what we can also help with, helping you find and portraying to people. We can also do boosting and campaigns as well. So that is extra for whatever services we charge. Boosting and campaigns, I'm going to say it from the beginning because a little bit people get confused, is extra. So we can make content and post it. But if you want that little bit extra, you just put however much you want on it, whether it can be $5 or $10. And I can help you with finding your direct target so your money isn't going to waste. So what can we do on social media? So we have a few different platforms that is commonly used. So we got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is new and it's up and coming and it is big. A lot of people are using TikTok, which is definitely something that I would recommend, but you do have to be constant. No matter what social media platform you choose, be constant and be present. We can do content creation, providing you have videos and photos for us. So without any, oh, there we go. Okay, without any videos or photos, we can't do much because I cannot travel across the country to like be there and take them for you. So if you provide those, absolutely amazing. We can help increase following and engagement. We can help with lead generation, funneling, providing analytics for how your, not only your account is doing, but how your posts are doing as well. What's successful, what's not successful, what people are liking and what they're not liking. And we can bring in sellers and buyers as well, depending on what your aim is. So everyone has different aims, whether it is they wanting to sell more houses or receive more people to sell houses. All right, who here has Facebook? How many people do we have? All right, so Facebook has a large following, like I'm sure a lot of you guys have used Facebook, heard of Facebook before. So we can do photos, videos. They've now introduced Reels and boosting. Again, boosting is separate. But with your Facebook and your Instagram, they're actually connected. So that's also a really good thing as well. Reels do tend to grab a little bit more of an audience, but they do take a little bit longer to make and to do as well. So this little statistic on the side is actually Oxbridge's account. So we have, since being more present, we have gained a lot more reach and engagement as well, which is super exciting. All right. And Instagram, does anybody have Instagram or use much of Instagram?
Yes.
Brilliant, lovely, thank you. So Instagram, we can also do photos, videos, reels, and boosting again. Instagram is also really, really big. They're upgrading their platforms all the time. It's not just photos anymore. Since TikTok went viral and has been used massively amongst users, Instagram has introduced the Reels features, which so has Facebook then as well. Reels do again tend to grab more people and reach more people as well without having to pay more than your posts and your just general videos. If you're going to post a general video, even if you don't think it's reel worthy, I still would recommend it as posting it as a reel instead of a video. You'll just gain so many, like you're more likely to attract more people than you are just posting a random video. And TikTok, has anybody here actually used TikTok before? No, that's okay.
No.
That's okay. It's a little bit of a harder one to jump on. With TikTok, it is all about creating short, captivating, snappy videos that entertain and educate your audience. So with TikTok, it's one of the more viral apps. So you are more likely to be seen by more people on TikTok than you are on Instagram and Facebook, just due to the algorithm. But the exception is you need to be posting constantly. Absolutely constantly. I think they've said recommended about 4 times a day to really get viral. So you don't need tens of thousands of followers. You can just go off like a couple hundred to a couple thousand. Having more followers does mean you can reach more people, but in saying that, if they're not there to actually buy your property, they're kind of a little bit wasted in a way. So don't try and feel like you have to go viral to be successful, because it only takes one person to buy a house, right? So and in the analytics department behind it all. So with analytics, we can track how many people is seeing your content. So are they following you? What's your best performing contact? Did they visit your profile? How old the demographic is? Are they male? Are they female? What country and state are they in? We can also track your engagement. Are people liking, reacting, commenting, clicking, visiting pages? Are they clicking the links and all of that you're trying to get them to reach and see? We can track your followers. Is it increasing or decreasing? How old are they? Again, male, female, where they're from, and times they're most active. So post timing does actually matter as well. So whether you're posting at, say, 10 a.m., 6 p.m., 1 p.m., it's all going to affect how well your post does. It's not drastic, but it does change it a bit. We can also check the time period. So we can check all those things in the past 7 days, if you really want to be critical, 14 days, 30 days, the last month, and the last 90 days as well. So you can get a trend of how your overall accounts are doing. So this is Oxbridge's price list. As I said, boosting is extra. I put that at the top so everybody knows, very clear. So we do 3 different apps. We do your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, and we can do photos, videos, a carousel, which is like if you've seen on Instagram or Facebook, you just post multiple pictures in one post. And then you've got your reels and your TikToks. So we've got 3 different packages for social media managing, which is your basic, your optimum, and your advanced. Basic is just 1 post a week with a caption and relevant hashtags. Do recommend hashtags. If you're not using them, jump on them. They're not a make or break, but they do allow you to see people to see so much more of your content. Just like if you're on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and you type in houses for sale or anything like that, the chances of your post showing up is going to be so much higher. Optimum, you're going to do 3 posts a week with caption and relevant hashtags. And advanced, we're going to do 5 posts a week with a caption and relevant hashtags. We've got, you choose TikTok or Facebook / Instagram. And then the other 2 you can mix and match between the platforms, because we're doing more than just 1 post a week. And again, you can choose from on the side the different posts depending on what photos and videos are provided. I do just realize I didn't post the pricing, but this will all be on the website as well. So your basic is about 150, optimum I think was 350, and your advanced was 550 a month. And then we do lead generation as well. So we have a few different options. We have the no upfront for lead generation, but once you use that lead and you are successful with it, it's a 50-50 commission split. Then you can buy the lead for $27.50 for a 25 commission split at the end, or $55 a lead with a 10 commission split at the end. And then bigger projects lead are a little bit different. So from social media marketing, main thing is content creation, right? Content, what you're providing is what's going to attract people. It's what's going to keep it engaging as well. So might do some Canva training super quick. Jump into Canva.
So, sorry, can I quickly ask a question?
Yeah.
Pricing and the lead you mentioned?
Yes, yeah.
This is, by the way, Mukesh here, and thank you for your time.
That's okay.
So if we don't, is this specifically targeting real estate, or is this something else besides real estate as well?
With the leads?
Yeah.
It is real estate. So you
don't do mortgage broking, just inquiring.
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I will have to maybe get back to you about that one. So far, I've only been referred to with real estate.
Okay, not a problem.
Yeah, but I'm sure I would have to talk to the guys working on it and figure that one out for you.
Cool, please. Thank you. Carry on.
No worries. So welcome to Canva. Canva is a fantastic website to help build content. So as you can tell at the top here, we've got a few different options to pick from, and they are great with templates and just getting, especially if you're like the start of things. If you, again, wanting to do it by yourself, that's 100% okay. I would recommend maybe like purchasing the premium Canva. You get a lot more, but social media consistency is key. So if you're only going to post once a week, make sure you're consistent. If you're going to post every day, make sure you're consistent. Don't try and chop and change it because the algorithm won't be as successful. But in the social media tab, you have all Instagram, Facebook, and there is even a little TikTok one, which is if you come across right there. So there's not a crazy amount because TikTok is very more like, you got to be real with it, if that makes sense. Like they're not as, people aren't as into too much fanciness. Like you just got to jump on your phone, have a chat, make something fun, and it's going to be real to be able to connect with the audience. But you can do so much. You can make YouTube intros, you can do your Facebook, cover photos, you can do so much, WhatsApp, all of it. But let's just keep it simple. Let's just go into maybe an Instagram story. So you just click into that and it will bring up with just a blank square. When my computer loads, we'll be able to see a bit more. Perfect. And then you've got a bunch of different templates. So then in the search bar, we can type in real estate. And then you can choose all of these different templates to really like make it look beautiful and attract your followers. So just say we did something like this. You can also schedule, as we saw just up there. But it is super, super easy. Just click on it. You can change your photos. You can change the colors behind everything. So if I was to say put maybe purple, and you can mix and match, change your writing, change your fonts, absolutely everything, which is great. Now if we go back to home. We can do, say, a video because they're really fun. Again, if we type in real estate, and it does all the transitions and smoothness for you, which is awesome. So if we just hover, it'll start playing what their video would look like. And then you can match it to music. So a big thing with social media is try not to add too much of your own music. Try and find the relevant trending music or sounds and audios as well, just because it will then push it more. Where if you use your own, it will still push it, but probably not as much because they do favor what's trending. So if we picked, say, we go down, just go something easy. I'll just pick that one for now. It's super easy to use. So you can add different screens and everything, and you can change the writing, the backgrounds, the fonts, where everything goes. So even just clicking this little hand, you can move it, type thing, to really customize and suit. So what can go from once a very basic video that everyone has probably seen before through Canva, we can change it and make it unique. And you don't even have to use a real estate one. You can still use another one that you like. So if I just got rid of that and just saw the normal template, and you can make it about real estate, if that makes sense. So say, like you could do this, and you could do like a house tour kind of thing and talk about the different bedrooms. You could talk about the different features, how much it is, where the location is, all that kind of stuff. And you click and choose your slides. Another thing is you don't have to choose the one template. You can kind of chop and change. So as you can tell, we've already got this thank you one. If I say I want the dumpling, but obviously change it to, you know, real estate. So we're going to add a slide, and then I'll come out of it. And then I can pick something in here and choose, say, this, you know. So we've got two different templates joined together to make our video. And you can change the timing as well. So just say this is actually a little bit too fast. I don't want to watch that for a full 4 seconds. We can chop that right down to maybe 1 second, and that's chopped. Then it's super easy. You just go share and then save.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
That's good. So that presentation actually went a lot faster than I thought it would. So does anybody have any questions or would like me to go over anything?
Yeah, are you Kimberley?
I am, yes.
Oh, that's what Dan was talking about. Okay, all right, now all good.
Thank you, Dan.
He said, yeah, it's gonna be a good session, so you know, just make sure you watch it. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So yes, I kind of went through the session a little bit faster than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I can go over it again. We were just talking about social media basics, social media offerings, Canva training, and analytics. So social media, you can customize your audience, everything like that. You can customize your strategy and create your own personal brandings. We do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok content creation. We can help you increase your following and engagement, lead generation, analytics, and bring in buyers and sellers. And then we have our different platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and then your price list as well.
Do you
me?
think TikTok's worth it?
Is TikTok worth it? You don't have to, no. If you're going to do TikTok, try and make it beneficial. So you don't want to just kind of be posting anything kind of random willy-nilly, because you kind of just end up wasting your time in that case, because if people aren't engaging with it. But TikTok, it's good to, it does like generate more reach and engagement. So more people are likely to see something on TikTok than they are on Facebook and Instagram. So yes and no. If you don't feel like it's benefiting you and it's just a waste of time, then I'd say no. But if you feel like you can dedicate some time to it or would like someone to, then yes, I do think it is. Because as I say, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, and the more people see you, the better. Because for someone to buy something from you, to connect with you, it can take up to 8 to 11 times of them seeing stuff from you before they reach out.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of people out there who are silent watchers. So although they're not engaging, they're not liking, they're not commenting, they're not everything, they are watching. So they see every single post you make, they see every single story you post, everything, but and they might love it, but you just might not know as well. So if you don't feel like you're doing well, trust me, there are people watching and people engaging and silently engaging.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can't see my own face on there. So my question is, as far as getting leads for residential standard listings, right? So you want to get yourself out there and you want to get inquiry, hey, I can sell your property, da 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 da. What are the steps you need to think about in order to do that effectively? And also, if you guys do that, how much do you charge to get a listing lead, or is it the same as getting a buyer inquiry for one of the projects, or how does it work?
Yeah, so if you're wanting to kind of like get a lead, what I would probably recommend is creating a video, just a short video that is engaging and snappy and attracts people, whether it be about yourself, about the area, anything like that. And then maybe boosting it. So boosting again is extra. You use your own money, but I can definitely help you narrow down those target audiences, interests demographics, all that kind of stuff. Put a link in there for a landing page so you can start a funnel. So essentially you want people to see it, then make it interesting enough to click on the video, read your caption, go click the link, and then type in their details. So it is a little bit of a, I guess, step-by-step to form that lead generation if you're going to do it through your own merits like that. Otherwise, you don't have to do that. You can just buy leads for either that 50-50 split commission, that 27.50 for 25 split, or the 55 with the 10 split.
So that would apply to residential sales as well. Like if someone wants to list their property, and if I pay $55 for a lead, then I can get, I have to give 10% of my commission to you guys when it's all over. Is that how it works?
Yes, if you want to buy a lead, yes. Otherwise, you can try generating your own through social media, but it is a more of a complicated process, and you do have to create that kind of funnel to get them through. And there will be people who will see it, click on the video, watch the video, go to enter their details and go, nah, too much kind of thing. So you just got to really make sure you're motivating those people.
And also, there's a lot of people that will fill out a form, maybe even do a survey, but they want to sell in 3 months' time. So if I'm paying $55 a lead, I might end up paying $2,000 before I actually get one person that really wants to sell. That's possible as well, isn't it? So, okay, another question. To build a lead capture page, what's the most economical way to start? I mean, I can do WordPress development myself. I've built websites for people. I could use Go High Level, but that's $99 a month. What do you think is the best way to capture leads and track leads, or maintain a sort of outreach? Or is it better just to outsource the whole thing to somebody else and save your time? I suppose it would be if you're getting enough sales, but I'm just getting started again in real estate. I'm only one settlement under my belt right now, so.
Yeah, absolutely. No, 100%. Yeah, if you outsource it, you can either do it to us or whoever. It is going to make it easier on you. But yes, like you said, there will be a cost. And if you're only just starting, social media is kind of like looking after a baby, if you will. So it needs constant time and attention, especially because it is your digital profile, really. And you want people seeing you, your branding, your personality, because if you come across as too much of like a robot, it's not as trustworthy as well. So when people see your post, they're gonna look at it. If it's engaging enough and captivating, they'll look at it, they might get intrigued, they'll click your profile. From there, they'll then base their judgments off what they see. And if it's genuine, most people will reach out, and if it's not as genuine, they'll be like, maybe not. So biggest thing is just kind of be yourself. Yeah.
Okay, so on that line, I registered a business name which I might use because it was short and pithy, but I'm thinking that, well, it's going to be me and my wife doing this, right? So it would be better to just put our names, real estate, as our page, Facebook page, let's say, or try and create a page with the short name, because no one knows who the name is. No one's heard of that name, and it doesn't really matter to anybody right now. And really, it's better to build a personal brand around our own names. What would be your advice at the beginning?
Yeah, so with like any companies can come across as like quite cold, depending, because people can't relate to a company. So with because the psychology behind it is most people will want to reach out and connect with something that they themselves are familiar with or can relate with. So if it is just a company, there's no like face to it, if that makes sense, you're not going to get as much of a reach. Where if you can put a face to the company, it's going to be a lot more personal, and they're more likely to reach out and trust you more. Even just like your large companies, like say St. George, they use a dragon. It's not a personal face, but they've still got something that people can kind of relate and connect with. So yes, putting a personalized aspect to your brand is definitely a good idea.
Okay, well, that's important to know. Although I might have to restart on something. I mean, yeah, the domain name though, I've got a long and unfortunate name. So, and so does my wife. So that's not very nice for, you know, like if I put Michael and Marilena Fackrell Real Estate, that's too long, you know, to have a website with that name. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
how do I handle that one? Does it matter if, as long as our face is all over it, it doesn't matter if we use a different name?
No, so I'd probably go, so that's the name of your real estate is Michael
No. You see that not even using a name for real estate yet. I have, because I've just traded in my own name. My wife's also licensed. She hasn't done anything yet. We're thinking of getting going and maybe working as a team. But for this, like we could use a business name just to keep it short. Or is it better to have our really long, unfortunate names in the Facebook page? I mean, it's just hard to have such a long name, you know, or two long names in a Facebook page. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I want to make that key decision now before I start spending money on building a brand that, yeah.
No,
Can I make
definitely.
a quick suggestion to Michael? I think he's making a valid point. I can make a quick suggestion, but you can take it from here, Kimberly, if you want.
No, go for gold.
So, you know, and I think it's a very valuable part of your decision making at the beginning itself. So the question, if I were you, and I do ask myself, how do you want my clientele or my prospects to relate with me? So then, you know, it's a question of how do you want to nurture that relation? If, you know, you may feel Michael Fackrell may be a long name. You may, for example, use initial part of your name and maybe combine it with your wife's initial name. So you can have that play. But I think the most important question is, how do you want to create that relation? And then it will be a logical step from there on to make effort in that direction. So I think I wouldn't worry too much about it, because if your clientele knows you, they know you. And then I think that wouldn't be a problem. But initial.
Well, what are they going to know? You see, I've got people that come to me because I meet them or whatever, or they call me. So I get a few listing leads like that. And that's okay. These are the people that actually know me. Now we're talking about Facebook. Now we're talking about creating a profile on Facebook or maybe on Instagram and TikTok. What name do I want to put out there at the top of the Facebook
Exactly.
page? You know?
So again, the question how do you want them to relate to you? And every effort will follow from there on. And that, you know, that's how I would be looking at it. But I'm sure others will have a different view. But I think
I'm not exactly sure what you mean by, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by how do you want them to relate to me.
So your clientele, your existing clientele, how do they know you?
See, there's not a whole lot of them. They just
doesn't matter.
They know us by our names. Yeah.
Yeah, they know you by your name, correct?
Mm.
The way I'm looking at it is you want to build on that, not take a route that is slightly disconnected, because you've already something. It may be very little, but it's already there. How can you leverage that? That's my thinking. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I think that's how I would be thinking, because you want to build on what you already have, however small it may be. But again, strategic direction that
it's just hard for me because we've got two long names, right? And it's my wife going to be doing maybe more the sales, the selling agent stuff. I often do buy agent stuff, so it's a bit confusing and difficult for me to navigate. I want to do it, but I want to start it right, because the way I start is the way I'm going to have to continue going on this, and it's very difficult. I don't want to build up something and then ditch it, you know, later on. I could have. I had a domain name and a business name, mfprealestate.com.au, but even that's long. And it doesn't include the name. What's MFP? You know, is it Michael Fackrell? Is it? I mean, they've got no idea what it is. I may as well just use a totally different new word. But if
can I make a suggestion there, Michael?
Sure, please do. I'm all ears.
Kimberley, you might want to speak about. Just jump in on this. One thing I've been doing. I think is also maybe thinking about the domain. Like you'll have your website, but you want to get lead generation towards you, don't you?
Yeah.
So your website will be whatever it is. It doesn't really matter what that website is. But the other thing to consider is maybe I've found a lot of real estate agents, because I've done a bit of this domain stuff, is finding domains that have keywords in it for what people searching for you would look for. It's a very effective way to create SEO. And then you point those domains. You don't need to create websites, just those domains towards your main website. Maybe Kim might want to talk more about that, but that's a very powerful thing, because if you find the right search words in a domain, and you can easily find out how that, the searches and the pay per clicks that Google would charge for that, it can be a very effective way of getting you ranking higher for the people that are looking for your particular service.
Yeah, absolutely. So that would go on your Google Analytics. So you can pay for certain keywords.
But I'm talking about buying domains. I understand you can do. I've done a lot of Google ads, but I'm talking about actually buying domains as well. So say you lived in, where do you live, Michael?
I live in Springwood in Brisbane.
Oh, yep, I had a business in Springwood. So
Okay.
like you could go so for instance, say you could buy the domain name realestateinspringwood.com.au, and you just point that domain towards your website. Your website might be Michael's fabulousrealestate.com.au, might be your actual website, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But but if real estate in Springwood might get 1,000 searches a month on it, and it might cost 30 cents per click for someone to Google ads. So you still might do Google ads to begin with. But what I'm getting at is that domain starts to track towards you. So if people are looking for real estate in Springwood, there's a good chance they're going to type in Springwood real estate, and then you're going to rank higher because you've got a domain that actually points towards your website. And Kimberley, I don't know if you want to, if I'm off the bat there, but is that something you understand what I'm saying, Kimberley?
I understand it also myself. Yeah, go on, Kimberley.
No, you're okay. I haven't dabbled too much in buying like a ton of domains, I'll be honest, just because it starts getting a little bit more away from your social media. But in terms of your name situation, I'd probably recommend something that is get stuck in someone's brain. So if your name might be long, but it might be unique, so people are going to be able to remember it easier. But if it is too long and it is a little bit too hard to say, I would probably recommend shortening what you can, because a lot of people will refer to you based off your social media names. So for example, it's not really real estate related, but for my bodybuilding, when anybody was talking about a certain person that was competing, they'd often refer to them as their Instagram handle, which might be blah, blah, blah fitness. I don't know. So whatever you decide to do, a lot of people will refer to you that way, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
So if your username or the name you put on your social media is a little bit shorter, a little bit snappier, it is a little bit easier to remember and to refer to. So it's all again about that word of mouth.
Yeah. I registered a business name More For You Too, which I thought was kind of cute. It's basically because it's short, and I got moreforyou2.au.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, I have done SEO. In fact, I got 10 years ago when I was a real estate agent, I got to the top 10 for Brisbane real estate, which was nice. But I think that SEO is getting too hard to do now. And Google AdWords is very, very expensive. There might be some insider tricks. I think that social media is that place of promise right now, just at the moment. If I tried to buy converting leads on Google AdWords, it would be quite expensive, I imagine, even if I had keywords in my domain.
Yeah, so what I'd probably recommend in that case is for your hang on, let me just see if I can open up. No, wrong one. Sorry, my computer glitched. So if I go into Oxbridge's Instagram, you can put see this bold section, that's where I'd put your keywords. So you could have your username being Michael and sorry, what was your partner's name?
Marilena.
Yeah, Michael and Marilena. .real estate or anything like that, whatever is allowing you to pick. And then what I'd probably put here is real estate agent. In this case, Oxbridge, just put Oxbridge Group because they're a little bit more known around the Gold Coast, but you yourself are probably not as well known just yet because, like you said, you've only had one success or listing. So I'd put real estate agent. So when people are doing a general search in here, real estate agent, if I go real like that, you'll notice that this is where the bold words can't start to come in. And this is what is seen.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And then your bio, you want that people will read as well. So you want something like, you could put something like team, husband and wife duo, located in Springwood, and then put something fun or something interesting, something that will like get people to go, oh, okay. And then you want your faces essentially and houses and successes in here as well. And you can do, there's so many different types of posts and stuff that you can do as well, whether that be interviews or tips on how to buy. So essentially you kind of want to use your platforms to educate because that's where people gain value. So your socials need to not just be like a magazine and be like, here, this is what I'm offering. You want people to have a reason to follow.
Yeah. Lots of decisions to make because it's all involves work and money.
Yes. It's best thing to kind of form is decide who you want to be or who you want your branding to be. What do you want people to see you as? And then maybe go from there.
Yeah, that's even the hard part. It's still really not clear whether I should use a short domain name or whether I should choose Michael and Marilena factwellrealty.com.au, you know, which to me seems like a, you know, a really long one. And yeah, it's just a lot of decisions that I don't have a clear answer on.
I have a question on, you know, you don't include LinkedIn in the mix. Is there a reason behind that?
Well, I guess it just depends on the audience you're trying to attract. A lot of younger people coming into the market, millennials and everything like that, don't use LinkedIn as much. I'm going to be honest, I have used LinkedIn.
So now you mentioned millennials. So now because we're selling property. So what
yes.
assumption that millennials are the one that are going to be buying property right away?
No, it's not an assumption at all. It's just that they're coming through. So you kind of want to get a little bit ahead. You can 100% use LinkedIn and all of that to gain. It depends on your target market, honestly. There's no point advertising to millennials if that's not who you're wanting to sell to, or to say boomers if that's not who you're wanting to sell to. You want to make sure you're using relevant apps and platforms to make sure you're targeting the right market as well. I haven't listed LinkedIn in there because I haven't used too much of it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so I don't want to say that I can do it.
You know, I'm just logically thinking about Neil's example.
Yeah, I am a fast learner and I probably could pick it up super quickly. But yeah, as people are coming through.
You know, what I'm thinking is, you know, because, you know, we are targeting the audience that should be able to make the purchase. They should be able to, you know, make investment or make a purchase or whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how do we know, or because, you know, if you're looking at LinkedIn, at least we know they are working professionals. They have, you know, sort of
money
at, you know, paying capacity, so to speak. But with millennials, it's a very big hunch.
Yeah.
We may be targeting millennials, but what if they're not in the position to make a purchase? It's a waste of marketing. It may be from the point of view we're starting today, but then, you know, they may know us down the line in 5-10 years when they are actually there.
Okay, so in
that's
that
the
case,
question I'm having.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that case, if you, I wouldn't say it's a waste per se because you're actually still spreading. So not only millennials use social media. As you guys know, there's tons of different people who use social media, and just say like a millennial's parents were selling and they were like, I don't know who to go through, yada, yada, yada. But millennial uses this platform a little bit more than the parents do. They can be like, oh my God, you should try this because they're on socials all the time, right? So it's still gaining that word of mouth, even though the parents are not exactly seeing it, they're still getting pushed through.
Can I make a suggestion again?
Yeah.
This is just be what I would be looking at is working out what your target market is, and then creating a call. You need to, because I've done this with another business I had, and I've done, well, a couple, but what you need to have is a call to action essentially. So it's not about the, any particular platform necessarily, like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever. I think Google. I think a lot of people will still be searching through Google.
Yeah.
So you need to have a platform. You need to realize that. But the thing is, you need to have a funnel that goes to a call to action. It's no good just. I mean, getting leads is useless if you don't get people to commit to doing something. So you've got to think about what your market is and who you're trying to attract, and what the point of difference in the marketplace, and then creating a call to action. So when people come to your landing page or your Facebook page or whatever, they're not just looking at it because. So I don't know who just made that last comment about LinkedIn. I agree about we're not interested in just having people. We're not interested in eyeballs. What we're interested in is people that commit to doing something with us.
Yeah.
So I think we probably have the guys here probably have a reservation about using social media, because only in the sense that we're not interested in eyeballs. We only need that one person that's going to commit. So we want to get bang for our buck, I guess.
Absolutely. No, I totally understand that. And that's probably why I would recommend putting your link in your descriptions and everything. You can even post your link in your posts. I've been working with a few clients already, and I've been call them and putting their number at the end of every video or in their caption, so there is always a call of action in your post, because you do want to drive those people in as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, totally. I just didn't want to put LinkedIn on there because I myself am not super fluent. So I didn't want to say I could. Yeah.
I don't think
the other thing I think
it depends on the market you're going for.
Yeah.
It depends on the market you're going for.
Yeah, 100%.
And the other thing is, I think we may have missed on. I think Michael raised a valid question. What's the most potent platform to build a lead gen page where whether it's a WordPress or some other platform or some, those who have already pre-built templates. Do you have some recommendation on that?
Besides LinkedIn, because again, I don't know crazy amount, I'd probably stick towards
No,
Facebook.
sorry, not LinkedIn. I'm speaking about lead gen pages.
Yeah, but you asked for a platform, yeah? Or
yes.
do you mean like a website or like a
something like website or lead gen page or funnel or whatever you want to call it? I think these are the words that are going around in the market. So preferred platforms which you feel that they are easy to be leveraged for social media purposes and so on.
Yeah, so a lot of social media have already got a preset for WhatsApp, so you can have your WhatsApp button in there so people can click that and message you straight away. So then that's super easy. You can also do your landing pages as well, which I don't know any particular platforms that dedicated to that. So I'd probably just use a WordPress so you can fully customize it.
Yeah, I think the landing page should be on your website, or it could be on Facebook, but on the website, you'd have a landing page on your website, and it has that call to action. I think you're right about having ability to talk live, like through WhatsApp or the good thing about Facebook is they can use Facebook Messenger, and you can get messages instantly, and that can be very useful as well.
Yeah, same with Instagram as well.
Because it's very easy to communicate. Yeah, because you'll see it come up on your phone, you can just communicate instantly.
Yeah, and people they get impulsive because social media, you are constantly seeing new things. It's always like short attention span. So someone might go, oh my God, okay, I'm going to click on that, quickly message. And you want that to come, the good thing is that comes through to you guys straight away. So you want to hit those fast. Otherwise that motivation will just slowly die off.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. That's what I was focused on. You should have a position, a setup, whatever it is, that when someone does interact with you, like through Facebook Messenger or whatever, you get onto them literally, ideally within 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there any other questions? No. All right. Well, in that case, if there's there's
So
a chat,
yeah,
I don't know.
quick one. So how do we engage with you? How do we reach out to you?
Oh, sorry. I would probably reach out to me through email. You can email support at Oxbridge. You can email me at Kimberley at Queensland or QLD.oxbridge.com as well. Or I am in the WhatsApp group. So if you just mention my name. So I didn't see any of the chat that's come through. I think I've answered a few of those. That's hilarious. Yeah, if there's any new questions, you can pop them in the chat now. I've got it open, or if anybody wants to ask me, I'll give you a couple minutes.
Is it? So just a quick one, Kimberly. So say I've never advertised on social media. So if I got to start advertising, what be most effective way for me to do that?
Start posting consistently. If you ultimately every day. At the same time, you can have like a couple of days here and there off, but make sure you're getting constant content flowing. Yes, EY. That way because your post can get lost. Like everyone's posting all the time. So if you post one, say tonight, and then you don't post one for say another 2 weeks, that post could have gotten lost with all the others. So if you're constantly posting, it will eventually come up and more people will see it because it is always going out, if that makes sense.
Okay, so what sites in specific?
Like again, your Facebook, Instagram, your number ones, your TikTok, as someone else mentioned, LinkedIn. But to actually create those, I would probably suggest Canva, and then a few maybe editing apps to make your photos more bright, add some text to attract attention, and then go from there and see how you're going, what's working, what's not working. You can create series, so you can do like every Monday you could do facts with blah 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 and tell interesting facts about real estate. You could update your viewers on the current market. You can give tips on how to buy a house. You can make sure it's like engaging, because the more you're kind of educating people, they're like, oh my gosh, they know what they're talking about, I'm going to message them to help me.
Sure. Okay. All right. All good.
Kimberley.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Steph. So I just want to check then, really, I was thinking when people search, because in my market, it's a very established old estate. So it's all like, executive area. So really people, and, I guess maybe a really old, people in the 70s, 80s, 90s, that sort of thing who might be selling. So would I'd be better off, I'm thinking more of a Google search, because I don't know, let's say we put things on Facebook, does it just pop up when people search? Because I thought they don't, like, unless they're somehow linked to you or something.
Yes and no. So I would probably still use Facebook. Facebook's been around forever. Well, not forever, but you know what I mean? It's been around for a long time. And I wouldn't discourage that the older generations aren't using social media to a degree, because my grandparents still are, and they're always like sharing stuff, right? So I would make sure you're using keywords that generation would use, and stuff that they would search on Facebook. So if they're in their search bar and they're writing real estate in then your area, make sure your posts include those keywords. So when the algorithm connects the post to that search, you've got those keywords in the captions.
Also, you mean if they search Facebook and put in, real estate agent in XX suburb or whatever suburb it is, and so if we have an advertisement in that suburb, it will show up.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, hashtags are almost used as like a keywords in Google Ads. You know how you pop in your keywords there? Hashtags are like the keywords for Facebook as well, and they don't cost money. So if you were to jump on Facebook or Instagram now and you were to search something, the relevant hashtags for that are more likely to come up, which is why I recommend them.
Right. Okay. So we can, I guess use your service for, like a package, and then, so it's not like we can do it for a few months and then we take over from there. That's, could we do that? Is that how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. So you could definitely just go the basic package, just at least so someone is posting, essentially, like you're at least getting something out there, and then you can even add to it. So just say you go the optimum or the basic, and you've got that minimum just in case you get busy and you can't quite keep up. And then if something happens and you're like, oh my god, I want to celebrate this, say you got a house sold, you got a new listing, you can either contact me and we can do a post about it, or you could just post it yourself. Like there's no saying that you only do have to post that once. And then once you feel confident and you've got a bit of extra time, or you feel like you can put more energy and resources into it, you can then not do it and go on by yourself as well.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks very much.
Yeah. We got a question in the chat. Should we post in our own personal name or you create a page? I would create a page dedicated to what you're doing, whether it be mortgage broking or real estate or anything like that. Keep it all together and professional, because you don't want to be celebrating your kid's birthday and then be like, I want to sell a house. So keep it separate.
And that one should be my own name. Again, I come back to the same question. Should it be my own name on the page? Like, if
you want it to be, yeah. So I have clients like Sweeter and Liesel, who you go like Liesel German real estate agent, or Sweeter Oxbridge, or you can 100% do that, because you're still using your branding, and then you're adding like either your first only name or your last name, and it gives that a little bit of personal connection that you are an agent, not a company. Where if you want to, I guess, like you've got a team, you can use both names. So if you start going 3 or 4 people that are working together in your team, I would just call it your company name, and then maybe in your bio list the people.
Okay, I've got 2 people, my wife and myself.
Yeah.
Should I have the term real estate in the page name to get better optimization, or does that? So it should be something. Real estate's probably better than property, isn't it? Even though real estate is longer. I don't know.
I probably would, I'd probably, because a real estate agent is kind of more well known than say property, because if I was to type in property, I'd be more looking, say, for property in Springwood, where if I'd be going like real estate agents in Springwood. So if you're doing property, you're more looking for people to purchase off you, where if you're doing real estate agent, you're more looking for people to sell to you. And then if you're finding those people to sell to you, then it's easier to kind of sell, because you can do your posts and boost them so more people see what you're actually selling, if that makes sense. So agent, real estate.
I agree, because I do a lot of searches for keywords with I see how many searches they get a month on keywords in Google, excuse me. And real estate, like if you could get real estate in Springwood, it would get, it's just logical. People are typing in, when they're looking to buy or sell, they're going to type in real estate Springwood. That's the way they want to buy. So real estate definitely, Michael, would be I'd definitely want it in the domain.
Okay, well that's one part of my thing. Then do I put my name in it, or do I put a suburb? And I wouldn't put I might put in Logan rather than Springwood, because it's too narrow, Springwood. I mean, there's also some extremely powerful agents here as well. It's very hard to compete with, I think. And I'm limiting my chance. I would be limiting my opportunities. Like I sold one in Logan Village recently. And if I'd been advertising Springwood, I wouldn't have probably got the listing. Do you know what I mean? So
absolutely. What I'd probably recommend.
One suburb.
No.
That's where maybe buying domains. That's where buying domains might help, though, because your main website probably should have a generic location, because you're not. But you could have domains that have Springwood and Underwood and Daisy Hill and Logan Village, or is it whatever those areas are. That's where potentially having domains as well, linking, can help with SEO.
Yeah, I
I
It's not a
know.
one stop. It's not just one thing. You know, like, it's not just
Yeah.
one thing.
So I think it goes back to the original point, Michael, that I made is who you want to target. I mean, I think
Anyone who wants to sell within 10 kilometers of me, they've got to own a home.
so. Now again, that goes back to it. If you have narrowed down that within 10 kilometers of the radius, you want to target everyone. What is that area called, and how do you want to position yourself? I think that's the way to look at it. And I agree. Simply picking Springwood, if it is too small, then it is going to be narrowing down your positioning in that area, because they'll be thinking, oh, you specialize in this area.
Well, the thing, yeah, okay, thank you. The thing is that I'm on the northern boundary of Logan. Brisbane's like 5 Ks away or 3 Ks away from where I live. And the better real estate is in the Brisbane part, right? Or some of it. I mean, it'd be really nice to be able to get listings around Mount Gravatt, and they'll take me 10 minutes to drive to, you know?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, oh, let it just be Logan. If I say Southeast Queensland, that might be good, but again, it's very generic, and I'm just trying to think before. The problem is, before I even start, I've got to come up with a name for the page. Yeah.
What I'd probably recommend is using your first name and your partner's first name, and then real estate, and then from there, because like if you're just worried about that, people will then click it and they can see more and see where you specialize. But have you just a little bit more generic in your name, because then you have room for change. So if you decide to move or anything, you're not set or have to start again.
And the other thing is, I wouldn't worry about long or short. Look at Lang and Simmons. I mean, did they care about whether it will be long or short? People know that. Right?
That's not. They're both short. They're both short though. So
you
Michael and Marilena, real estate. Is that what I should go for?
go for it. Go for it.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael, look, I've been listening to this for a long period of time, right? Name is nothing. It's how you market it, mate.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Lang and Simmons is long, you know, Coles is short, Woolworths is long. Right? Who would think Harvey Norman would be an electrical store? If you think electrical store, do you think Harvey Norman? It's how you market it, mate. Like you can have this discussion for the next half hour, pick a name, decide how you're going to market it, and continue to market that name. To what Mukesh said, pick your target market, market that target, use the same name, and as Kimberley said, use the same sort of system and use the same template, so it's generic. All right. So just pick a name, run with that. You're in the best position because you're just starting out, so you haven't developed something for 15 months and find it's not working. Okay. That's my suggestion.
I think very well put. I would agree with that, Steve.
Beautiful. Do we have any other questions before we have to go in a couple minutes? No. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for coming to my first ever Zoom session about social media. I'm sure there'll be plenty more in the future. If you have any inquiries or anything, yeah, just email, put it in the WhatsApp group, tagging me, and I'll try and see it. It does get a bit fast in there, so sometimes I may miss it, but email's probably the best way. But yeah, hope everyone has a lovely day, and I'll chat to you guys soon. Bye all.
Thank you, Kimberley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberley.
No worries.